Have you ever wondered how you could possibly make money while you're writing your book? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 10 tips to make $10,000 before your book is even launched. Now, this is a hot take. I know. I think and I believe that you can make tens of thousands of dollars before your book is even done. Now, before you say this is a marketing scam or this is just clickbait, I want you to know that I'm dead serious about what I just said. I don't believe that you need to wait until your book is done before you can start driving revenue from your book. Now, my name is Jake Kelfer. I'm a 4-time best-selling author who's turned my books into multiple successful businesses in the speaking, in the coaching, and the book publishing space. And just so you know that I'm serious about this, I have made tons of money before my books come out because I'm using them as a way to generate business. I got invited to speak in China before my book was even done. I've signed high-ticket clients before my books were done. And I'm going to show you some of the tips that I've been able to do this so that not only can you get paid to write your book, but you can also use your book to grow your business and generate revenue while you're actually going through this process. Now, I run a full-service book publishing company called Big Idea to Bestseller, which primarily specializes in helping entrepreneurs and executives write, publish, launch, and market nonfiction books so that you can achieve back-end success. Many of our clients want to have speaking engagements. They want to generate great lead flow. They want to be more credible. They want to sign high-ticket clients, or they want more deal flow depending on their industry. And I want that for you too. I want you to write a book and have it be the best use of your time that you could ever imagine, okay? Now, after writing these 4 books, after traveling the world as a speaker, after selling thousands of copies and helping hundreds of people do the same, I've seen it all. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the ugly, I've seen what works, I've seen what doesn't. I've tried many, many, many things. I've spent many, many thousands of dollars, and there are some things that work really well, and there are some things that don't work really well. And one of the biggest things that I want to share with you is that a lot of what we're going to talk about in this video has to do with you. It has to do with your book, your goals, your intention of writing this book, okay? Because everybody's got a different reason for writing their book, and I want you to pick, of these 10 that I'm going to share, I want you to pick a few of them that resonate with you, because that's going to make it more likely that you'll do it, and that's going to make it more likely that you're going to have conviction, and when you have more conviction, you're going to lead to more opportunities and deal flow for you. So here's the thing. I've seen everything, and everybody who writes a nonfiction book for back-end business growth wants to do one thing, and that's this. They want to monetize their book. The question that I get asked more often is, okay, I have a book. How do I monetize it? Oh, I'm writing a book. How can I monetize it? Well, let's break it down for you, okay? Because I truly believe that you can make tons of money for your book. I believe that you can make money from day one when you announce the book all the way through the time you launch the book, and then for the decade after plus that you have the book launched, okay? And that's why I truly believe that a book is one of the best and most versatile marketing assets that you can have. It lasts a long time. It's gone through the test of time, and it's a great way to establish your credibility. And in this market, you need a way to stand out from all the other nonsense type of people, all right? So let's talk about it. Now, the most common ways to often make money from day one are new offers, speaking engagements, high-ticket clients, or deal flow, depending on your industry. This is what we see to be the highest, often the highest return when you are writing your book in order to monetize. So if you don't have a new business, this could be a great way for you to start and create an offer. And if you have an existing business, you're going to see some of the tips that I'm going to share here. So let's get into it. Here are 10 tips to start monetizing your book. Now, the first one is this. And you might be like, this is crazy, Jake. But the first tip, if you want to monetize your book before it's launched, is you need to talk about your book. If nobody knows that you have a book coming out, then they can't buy anything from you because they don't know that your book's coming out, right? So talk about your book on social media. Talk about it again, talk about it again, talk about it again. Because here's the thing, the more you talk about your book, the more people will get excited. The more they'll feel like they're along for the ride. They're getting warmed up as you talk about it. And then when you're ready to make your offer, boom, they're already primed and ready. And they haven't even seen the book because it's not done yet. So you want to talk about your book on social media. And here's the kicker, okay? It's talking about your book in a way that establishes you as the expert. And at the same time, it allows the person to want more information from you. Well, if people are raising their hand saying, oh my gosh, I'm interested in your book, that's a lead, that's a prospect, and we want to invite them to have communication and conversations with us. So a couple quick ideas related to this, and I'm just going off the top of the head here, is if you're going to talk about your book on social media, you could do something like, in my upcoming book, here are 3 tips to XYZ. At the end of it, you could say, comment and book if you're interested. Another thing that you could do is you create a poll. Hey, I'm writing a book on this. Which of these 4 topics are you most interested in? And then you get the feedback. Whoever responded to it is a lead. Whoever responded to which particular option they had, they're a specific lead for that specific offering if you have smaller bite-sized offers. There's so many ways to do this, okay? But talking about your book is key, because if no one knows you have a book, it's hard to monetize it. So we need to talk about it. Number two is to create an offer that goes with your book. So I've seen this done a lot, and it's really, really amazing. So when you're writing out your book and you're building your book, people are often like, okay, well, I got to wait till it's done and then I can monetize. No. Create an offer that goes with the book. And this could be an offer that goes with the creation of the book, or it can be an offer that is based on the stuff you've already written. Let me give you an example here. If I were to, I'll use my book, Big Idea to Bestseller. If I wanted to, and I'm writing my book, and I get through the outline stage, because Big Idea to Bestseller is all about how to write, publish, and launch a nonfiction book. Well, one of the pieces that I cover here is how to actually outline your book, and we have something that we call the Avengers process. Well, I can create a mini course called the Avengers Process Outline My Book, and I can sell that as a piece of it. Now, you might be like, Jake, well, why are you going to give away your information? Well, this would be a video course that solves one specific problem, which would then lead them to wanting the rest of the book. And it would be delivered in a different way, because the book's going to be the written form and the course is going to be in the video form. So you can create an offer that goes with your book. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a sec. The third thing that you can do to really increase your revenue while you're actually writing your book is you raise your current rates. This is a simple shift. And this is something that I believe is completely underutilized. But here's the truth. When you say you're writing a book, before it's even done, people start to see you differently. Once the book is actually out, people see you very differently. And so what you want to do is you need to have your pricing match the perception of how legitimate you are as people see you. When I was first figuring this out, I had given a quote for a speaking engagement and I didn't get it. And I asked why. And they said, Jake, the reason you didn't get this is because you were priced too low for how good we expected you to be, meaning that we thought there was a divide and we weren't sure if you were actually as good or if you were actually worth that price. Had you charged us double or triple, we would have hired you in an instant. So you want to raise your current rates, and that's a great lever to pull, especially when you level up your credibility. Think about it this way, if it makes you feel better, is if people go to school and they get a next degree and a next degree and a next degree, well, they're often paid more by the amount of degrees that they have. Some jobs will actually pay you more because you have a higher degree. Same thing here. You are now adding another credibility factor, and instead of 3 letters at the end of your name, you're adding best-selling author. And in the process, you're leveling up. So you raise your rates. All right. Your value increases the more your knowledge increases and the more that people see you as a thought leader. Number 4 is reach out to your existing network that your book is coming and get speaking gigs and bulk orders. This is such a fun one to do. Here's a truth that I've come to understand. Your book is going to be the thing that people will support you on more than anything else you've ever done. People that you didn't even know were supporting you are following along your journey. And because of that, tap into your existing network. Okay. Now, if you are writing a book on corporate leadership, okay, what I would encourage you to do is reach out to your people in the corporate space while you are writing your book and see if they have teams that could use your book, or see if they could bring you in and you could talk about your upcoming book. They can buy bulk orders, and that's a great way to monetize it. Okay. Now, if you work for a company and they're a corporation, they could buy easily 100 books. That's $1,000. They could hire you to speak for $5,000 and you give them 100 books when they're actually out. This is a really, really great way to tap into your existing network and leverage your future best-selling author status or using your future author status to generate gigs while it's happening. Number 5 is offer an insider's community while you write the book. Now, depending on your topic, depending on your time frame, depending on your industry, you can create an insider's community where people can pay to get inside access of you writing the book and then offering some type of coaching along with it. A lot of people who support you, they want to be part of the adventure. And so if you can include them with behind the scenes access, if you can create an offer related to that, you're going to get paid to document what you're already doing. And then you can sell things higher than that, or you can also include other deliverables to charge more on the upfront side of things. This is a very unique thing to try and a unique thing to do, but if you have an audience, this is something that could be really interesting because a lot of people would want to know your process and a lot of people would pay money to see you do it because they want to know, are you going to succeed? Are you going to fail? And that can be lucrative. Those people that join are also people who want more from you, which means they could either ascend or descend depending on your offer suite. Number 6, bundle your content and sell it as you go. As you write different parts of your book, siphon those things off into different types of products. They could be digital products, physical products, or you could do VIP days, okay? This is more service-based. So if you are going to write a book on how to, let's say it's a fitness book, okay? And you're writing a fitness book, well, one of the things that you can do after you talk about nutrition is you can do a deep dive nutrition strategy session with somebody. Okay. If you're a business coach and writing a book on how to go from 6 to 7 figures, you can offer somebody the 6 to 7 figure VIP day. And basically what you do is you just teach the content that's already in your book. You're using the creation of the book to further establish the authority that allows people to then want what you have to offer because now it's more relevant to them. Number 7 is to pre-sell your book. Okay. You could do traditional pre-orders, but what I love to see is I love people to pre-sale their book in the form of speaking engagements. So this would look something like, hey, my book's coming out in 3 months. I know you work with this many people. Would you want to buy 50 copies for your audience? Hey, my book's coming out in, let's just say, in May, and I know your college has graduation. Would you like to buy a copy for every graduating senior? We had one of our clients do something very similar to this, and they sold over 300 copies to one college. If your book is $15, that's a $4,500 deal. You do 2 of those, you're at $9,000. This is how quick this stuff can add up. Number 8 is give advanced copies to warm prospects and then invite them to a call. So as you're writing the book, the further along you get, the more you can see who's interested. The more people who are interested in, the more you can give them advanced copies. Not only do they feel special, but you could have them read a chapter. You could have them read a first part. You could have them read the first half. You could have them read the first draft. Okay? Now, there's pros and cons to doing a version of this if you're doing it before the book's actually done. But the point is the same, whether it's you give them one chapter or you give them an advanced copy of the book. Then you know they're interested, and then you say, hey, by the way, I'd love to hop on a call and learn more about what'd you think of the book. They'll tell you what they liked. They'll tell you what they didn't like, which is fine. But then you're asking them qualification questions to see if they're actually the right fit for what your book is ultimately selling them into. Now, I want to make something very clear as I just said that. Your book should solve a specific problem. Your book is not designed to be just a sales pitch. If somebody reads your book, they need to be able to solve their problem. But if they want help implementing what you do, or they want additional support beyond the scope of a book, that's where your next offer makes a ton of sense. That's why a lot of speakers have books. That's why a lot of course creators have books. That's why a lot of coaches have books. That's why a lot of consultants have books. That's why a lot of thought leaders have books, okay? I want you to read Big Idea to Bestseller and be able to do it. But if you want additional support, or if you want us to do it for you, that's when you're going to invest to work with us. Okay? We've had dozens of people read my book and land on the bestseller status. We've had dozens of people read my book and say, I don't want to figure it out. How much is it to work with you? It's whatever it is that makes sense for you and your book. Number 9 is use your book as a future bonus to close a sale today. So when you're writing your book, you don't stop running your business. You're still running your business. And so if you have a sales call and someone's on the line and you're on the verge and you need a bonus to offer them, well, you could say, my book's coming out, which again makes you more credible, but my book's coming out in a little bit. If you sign up today, I'll give you one of the first copies. It'll be signed when the book comes out. People feel special about that. That's a cool fast action bonus. And then lastly, it's a repeat tip because it's that important. Talk about your book some more. You are not going to over talk about your book. I can promise you that. And there are a lot of different ways to talk about your book. You can do it in the form of, here are 3 tips from my upcoming book. Boom, boom, boom. You could say you're doing content, and it could be the content from page 17 of your book, and you can just turn that into a carousel, okay? And then in your caption, you could be like, I go much deeper into this in my upcoming book in fall. You can do milestone content talking about your process. I just finished my first chapter. I just finished my first draft. I just got my cover back. Talk about your book some more. You want people to feel like they're part of the journey because that is the easiest way to get people ready to buy. So there you have it. That's 10 tips on how you can make $10,000 before your book is even launched. I wish you the best of luck on this adventure. And if you want to really learn more about this, I want to give you a free copy of my book, Big Idea to Bestseller. And so if you want to get a free copy, you just go to bigideatobestseller.com/free-book, and you can grab a free copy, okay? And if you know that you want some support and you know that you're excited about this book, but you don't know where to begin, or you want some additional help getting it published, go to bigideatobestseller.com/call, and you can book a call with our team to discuss your idea, plan out your vision, and really lay out your game plan. So that's what I got for you today. I hope that you see this as an opportunity to make money while you create your book and to turn your book into a revenue generating asset. Peace.